Hey guys! So, welcome to the next episode of I Inspire. I am your host for today, Pam Salola, Warwick ACS President. Today we are with Warwick ACS President. You know the vibes already. Faisal, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Faisal. I'm Warwick ACS President, as Pam said, and I do econ, so I'm a second year economics student.
So, today we are going to be talking about beauty standards. So obviously I'm going to be talking from the girl's perspective, but Faisal is going to be coming from the man's perspective. So I hope you guys get some gems or whatever. And yeah, let's get straight into it. First and foremost, before we even get into all the negative stuff, you have to believe in your own source. Hello. Don't let social media come and tell you that because you don't have figure 8, because you don't have 10 billion packs on your tummy, that you're not a painting. You know?
Honestly, God, I feel like believing in your own source is imperative. It's a must, because I feel like once your confidence around yourself changes, things change for you as well. Because the way you carry yourself matters. Everything there. Like, if you don't believe in your own source, you'll carry yourself looking down, like one next character here or there. And people see that side. I think that's what really rubs off on people at the end of the day. Once you start to believe in your own source, know what is good for you kind of vibe, then you can develop whether it's like your own style, your own character, like all of that kind of thing. And it makes you at the end of the day. Period. People don't really want no generic somebody kind of thing. Like you have to carry your own source. And if you don't have it, then you have to obviously go about trying to find your own kind of vibe.
Can we talk about the beauty industry in terms of what we see in the media? I feel like the media is so important when it comes
in terms
to
of guys. If you want to know about that, just go on ASOS, go look at clothes. Every single model, 6'3", 6'4". Just there, it's calm. But there's just the expectation to be that tall and big, but it is what it is. I feel like you have to be very careful what you consume in the media, to be honest. Because if I'm staring at certain people, certain models, you have to realize these models they're really plucked, and they're plucked off of just certain
appearance,
bodily features that, to be honest, not everyone even wants these kind of vibe. Or if you're not careful, you'll even go on social media and just be saying, oh yeah, my man has to be XYZ, blah blah blah. As in, maybe for you, innit? But as in, all I'm saying is I know for sure that you don't have to be 6 foot something or whatever to.
Wait, are you 6 foot?
No, I'm not. Aww. I am 5'8", 5'9". There's no R in this. It's very calm. I don't really care. As in, it will be useful to play basketball.
Believe in your own source. What would your practical advice be? There's a fresher, or there's someone in our year or year above, or PhD, master's student, or just a normal person, and they're coming to you Faisal, I can't lie, this believing in your own source thing, how do we get to that point?
You know, let me try to think.
Let me just jump in then, real quick. Okay, number 1, I would say take time to learn yourself. When you start learning, go on all these fashion websites and whatnot, and look, and just not even don't go with night tech mentality, I beg. Don't go with night tech mentality. Go with let me just see what I actually like. Go on them, go on those websites or whatever. Look at the fashion sense that you like. Maybe venture out, learn different types, listen to different types of music. I didn't know I would like classical music the way I do. Let me start putting that in my playlist. Learn yourself, try new things. It's not every day the same Chinese buffet restaurant. Maybe go to a Taiwanese place, a Korean place, I don't know, Kenyan restaurant or something. Try new things. I feel like that's the most important thing, to believing in your own source. When you know that you like something, nobody can tell you otherwise, because they're not you. Do you know what I'm saying? The worst that people do is And that's just their personal preference. You can't take someone else's personal preference as law, as fact, as this is the be all or end all. If I don't adhere, this is the end of the world. Because then you're just following the trend, you know? And have your own mind. That would be my first thing. The point is, have your own mind, identify what you like.
I'd say definitely like to do with your relationship with yourself. Like for me, I think what really helped me in this department, in terms of like with self-confidence, believing in our own source, I married myself. Like that sounds bare weird, but I'm married to myself first and foremost kind of thing. And like that manifests itself in different ways, in terms of like I make my decisions based off of me, or like I'm my most important person. So in terms of if I want to, I don't know, enjoy myself in this scenario, like I'm trying to go out here or there, like as in I'm doing what I feel like is best for me at the end of the day in terms of, and I think it allows you to have that view of, okay, cool, what's best for me and not what is someone else saying, and letting that like basically seep into my mind. And at the end of the day as well, I think what some people definitely fall victim of is that like when they hear certain viewpoints from like I guess the general consensus of people, like your status quo and having to fit into that, people are like, oh no, like I don't fit into that, or like I met this person, they don't like this interest, things are going bad. If someone doesn't vibe with your interest, for you it's just the indicator of, okay, cool, like that's not my kind of person, we don't vibe.
It's not even necessarily that the person doesn't even have to be your vibe. You have different interests and that's okay. Like it's actually okay. It's okay to be your own person. Like no one's pulling your leg to say you must be a carbon copy of this other person, you know? But yeah, I think another point to believing in your own source is growing up, maturing, getting out of this childish mentality. Because I feel like when you're a child, it's what your friends are doing that you go and do. But when you begin to mature, it's now like, oh, like that's not interesting to me anymore. You know, you're able to actually identify your feelings, because the first point was to learn yourself. The second point is to identify those feelings, like, okay, wait, I don't like this as much as I used to, or this doesn't taste the same way it used to when I was 6 years old. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's time for a change. What do you think about mandem? I'm going to specify mandem because I don't think there's a lot of this within girl groups and stuff like that. But this whole groupthink mentality, like I mentioned before, don't go with a Nike Tech mentality. You know, like everyone wants Nike Techs, everyone wants a Balenciaga and then Gucci, Prada, what other something is there? Everyone wants that. And I feel like that's so prevalent within guys. Like you see the same group of guys wearing the same tracksuit to multiple motives. I beg, help me understand.
Do you know what? I actually agree with you, Bez. Like I'm not even gonna cap. It's so peak in terms of group mentality. At the end of the day, it's just poor. Like it's a lack of individuality. I can see why people do it. It's like I guess they need to fit in, or they feel like, okay, cool, this is how I must represent myself to show that I'm a good person. But at the end of the day, it's like if you're gonna like fit into this group mentality, that means I can find you like times 10 times 100 in this world kind of vibe. Like you're no longer, I don't know, in a way you just diminish your value. Like okay, the value of your clothes are high, but where's the value of you? Like where's it gone? It's just
what
it's gone. What? So I think people need to get out of that, and it's not only just in terms of wearing clothes, it's in terms of making decisions. These people, they make decisions off of all of their guy friends, all of this together.
Wait, can I make just ask you a little question? Do you think when it comes to beauty standards, you can also like kind of align it with people's mentality? I don't know if I'm asking that right. Like, do you think people's mentality play into what their beauty standards are?
I feel like maybe to a certain extent, in terms of how someone like dresses up or portrays themselves. You can definitely see, like, I think, where they are with themselves as a character. If someone's more comfortable wearing, like, I guess more like out of the norm clothing, then they're probably someone who's like doesn't really care about fitting with the norms, a bit more of a free character kind of vibe. Like there's probably less risk of them just being a follower kind of thing. So I think that's actually something there.
I feel like for girls, like, we don't really have groupthink. The only thing that I would say with girls is that when there's a trend, everyone jumps on it. in terms of, I wouldn't even say trend as in mindset wise, but in terms of beauty standards, like everyone has that same heel with the triangle thing at the bottom. Everyone has the is it Bottega? Something like that. The Bottega bag or whatever. Everyone has that same Prada bag. That's the sash thing, and it's got that little square thing on it. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Like everyone's getting a trench coat. Leather's in now. Everyone's wearing leather, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing if you genuinely like it. But if you're just buying it for the sake of, oh my days, I need to fit into like this trend, unless it's your job, like influencers, they kind of have to go with the trend.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But if you're not an influencer and you're just buying stuff for the sake of wanting to be popular or just going about things in a trendy way, I think that's a bit weird, in my opinion. Like, have your own mind. It's free. It's free.
I don't know. Like, if I, let's say, got my fit from, I don't know what's it called. Let's say I'm just catting everyone's style kind of vibe. I'm just busting out, coming and take everything there, and someone compliments me on my outfit. I don't feel pride. Like, because if someone goes, oh yeah, not in terms of like, if I'm just catting a style basically, and someone's saying, oh yeah, I really like your dress sense, blah blah blah, like, it's not even my dress sense, so do you know what I mean? Like, I can't really take that. I ain't crafted that style like anything there, so like, it's just, oh okay, cool, thank you, like, but I won't really take on board. If it's something that I've crafted myself, I'm like, cool, like, I actually went out of my way to like find this top, blah blah blah, here and that. Someone says, yeah, I really vibe with that, then I'm like, alright, cool, I've done something here. But otherwise, no, because I haven't done something. I've just, obviously, like, you can, if something looks nice and it's mainstream and you really like it, copy it, it's fine, because some things are mainstream just because they actually just look very nice, no cap. So you can do that, but otherwise, like, just get what you really like.
Let's talk about the mental pressure of being a man, whatever that means. What, like, in regards to mandem, what does that even mean?
I'd say mainly like it's the pressure to appear strong and never really affected by anything. So like, basically you just power through everything, like, you know, everything's minor, like nothing's too deep, like you can pattern it, like it's all Gucci, that kind of vibe. So there's that pressure there, which means like numbing your own emotions kind of vibe, but not really knowing how to feel. So that's really bad. Then obviously I think it also comes with like the pressure to provide or like be strong for, like, I guess, family or just friends or whatever.
But how does that play into your appearance, the beauty standards?
I feel like maybe in terms of dressing, it's like, I don't know if you dress too out of like norms, but I feel like that's more if you're going flamboyant dressed, then I don't know, then you don't appear like a man kind of vibe. I don't know, but I feel like maybe there's that pressure there, where some people don't want to appear as, like, I don't know,
effeminate. Like, I was gonna say, like, in terms of being a man, like, I feel like there's a certain look that comes with being a man. So definitely, you know, bigger build, not even necessarily muscly per se, but just bigger, like more full looking, like fluffy, as some people like to say. Like, that's the look of being a man. But a man that, let's say, wears makeup, or a man that's more effeminate, like, that is not deemed as masculine.
I feel like in certain communities, even our community, can be like quite, it could be a thing where some people actually get onto you for being effeminate, or like people just straight up just call you gay or like homosexual and stuff like that, and just be straight up homophobic. And so people can obviously be afraid of that. I feel like most definitely people are, why are you dressing bare fruity? Like, what's this style? Like, why are your jeans skinny like this? Everything there. And I think that even can come from home sometimes as well, you know, like in terms of, you whip out your skinny jeans, your dad goes, why are you wearing that? Are you okay? Like, are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Are you XYZ? Like, what's going on here? Like, I don't know, you put on, like, I don't know if you like putting on makeup or anything there, then obviously that's something that's almost immediately like I guess in certain households, like immediately like put in the same category of being female or being effeminate kind of thing there.
I feel like that's something that's definitely big within the Afro-Caribbean community.
It's a very big problem.
Is this whole, like, because I feel like our parents are still in a patriarchal mindset. Our generation isn't so much as, we're not as bad as them, shall I say. So I feel like they put on their little mental pressures and have an expectation for how their children should look, especially guys and girls as well.
The pressure to like look masculine or to try not to look effeminate, like in terms of clothing, how you dress, I think it's very big because appearance is the first thing people see. So like people look at it and be like from a straight away and just make their assumptions like that. So some people, like, even if they want to, like, if they think that is their style, they're quite scared to go there because people think they're immediately going to assume X, Y, Z. Like, I'm not here for that. Like, I don't want the trouble, the stress in my life. It's just not worth it for some people. Some people are like very much willing to put themselves through it, but they're like, I don't really care. At the end of the day, you can say what you want. But obviously, some people, like, they're either like really affected by the words, or it's just they just don't want it at the end of the day. It's just a bit long, so no thank you, which is fair to them anyway.
I feel like when it comes to beauty standards, something that we need to address is how you present yourself. Although everyone, I feel like society has a beauty standard in general, but each individual person has their own beauty standard. You know what your likes and dislikes are, what you should do, or you should be learning what that is. So when you learn, I think there's something important that I heard a while ago. Nisi T said it, and it stuck with me for a while. And she said, dress how you want to be perceived. I said, what? Dress how you want to be perceived. If you, like, I'm very much a believer in speaking things into existence is very real and is very powerful. So when I'm saying I'm going to look like a CEO today, and I dress in my, formal attire or whatever that might look like, I feel like that is putting things into practice before it even happens, and I feel like there's power in that.
When people say like, oh, you're saying about dress how you want to be perceived, or like dress like a CEO so you can get there. I'm a bit weird in the sense of like, I almost hate conforming. I don't want to dress up for the sake of dressing up. If I want to turn up in diesel top, I will turn up in diesel. I'm a bit mad with that, I can't lie. In the sense of like, I definitely get what you're saying, because how you appear, like people will like maybe treat you based off of that. I'd rather you just get to know me kind of vibe, treat me off of what you know of me, like just go from there. So if you see jeans and top, like you can judge what you want in it, but when you know me, you understand exactly who I am and why I do what I do kind of vibe, and go from there. I don't know, like, as in, I don't like judging people with their clothing, and I don't want people to do the same from me. And obviously I understand that, you want to whip up to a job interview, look nice, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
But like I hate it, I can't lie. As in, if I couldn't, I wouldn't. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't want to turn up scruffy. I want to keep up appearances so that I look good for myself kind of vibe. But I don't vibe with it, because at the end of the day, I would just be putting on a top with a tie and say about my head, which is what you really need in whatever I'm going to kind of vibe. I think that needs to be deconstructed at the end of the day. I'm not even gonna lie. I think it needs to be torn down.
Really?
Why? I don't like it at all.
But I feel like when you dress well, like there's a confidence that you walk with. There's an air that you carry. Exactly. So that's in top and jeans. I mean, maybe some people in top and jeans.
I'm not saying top and jeans now, but like, it depends. Do you know what I feel? I get that, because obviously sometimes you can actually look very crisp in a nice suit and tie and everything there. I'm not gonna cap. You can really enjoy it, but I don't have to do that for you. I want to do that for myself. I
feel like the way you dress speaks. You go into a room, and your appearance, your aura is what speaks for you. The very first instance someone meets you, or not even necessarily when someone meets you, but you go and meet up with your friends. When you look nice, they give you a nice reaction. When you look good, I mean, if you look decent, they still give you a nice reaction. But the point is that the way you carry yourself is represented by your dressing in some instances.
I don't actually disagree with that. I just don't think it's good. I definitely agree in the sense that it does happen, and that
why
that's how
is it bad though? I don't get why it's bad. Like, maybe the pressure.
As long as I'm not scruffy or dirty, I should be good. I should be good to go.
See, this is where man and girls differ, I think, because my brother will probably say the same thing as you. My brother, my male friends will probably say the same thing as you, but nah. Nah, I gotta look cute. Like, damn, what you
Oh no, like,
mean?
as in, I definitely understand the value of like turning up, trying to look good. Because when you feel good about yourself, like you'll talk more confident, you'll appear more confident, you'll have a different walk about yourself, which is very useful. But like, I just don't like the fact that I'm judged off of what I would be wearing. I don't see the point. Just judgment from what I'm saying. That's what should be there at the end of the day. Because why should I say the exact same thing in 2 different pieces of clothing and it's perceived differently? I'm good. Like, I'm actually very good.
Okay. The way you say it like that makes sense. Thank you, everyone. That's it for today's episode. I hope you like our discussion on male and female beauty standards and what that means mentally, psychologically. I hope you took a couple gems away with you. And yeah, thank you so much, Faisal, for popping in, for blessing us with your presence or whatever. But yeah, any last words?
Just honestly, thank you so much for having me. It was really nice. It was like, I really enjoyed talking about all of these topics, and I think that this series in general should be very useful, and I can't wait to see what else is in store.
Thank you. All right, guys. See you guys later. Bye.